Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give a moment, make sure everything's set. Pick is going. Twitter is going. Thumbnails up to date. Going. And looks like Rumble is going. Okay, looks like that's all going good. Like my stream on the other computer, I can see it's also going good. So, I think everything's good. So let's go get started. I did have a replay submitted to me. Oops. And looks like I need to click on going into it. Looks like I accidentally double clicked on it. My mouse is going a little bit out. I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I'm just going to back out. Make sure that is the one that was submitted to me. I may actually do that second so it get warmed up. One moment just to double check. Yep, that is the replay. I will do that second so I can make sure I can get nice and warmed up. As first replays tend to be a bit rusty to say the least. So let's go and get started with this one then. Two, interesting. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another. Never mind. That must have been for a previous patch. Oops, and that was the wrong button again. Okay, this is a great way to start the stream. Yeah, I can never tell what those dates actually mean. That's of course when I downloaded it, so I can't do that one. Was this some sort of recent patch? Oh, don't tell me there's a recent patch. September 5th. Oh, crap. That could make it so the replays... None of my replays are good. No, I'm going to do the one that the person submitted to me. Hopefully it works fine. Now I'm just a little bit anxious. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires 3 replay. Small on top left side is the blue Italians with Chief Plant Officer. Small on bottom right side as the red Iroquois. We have Sanxiety. S-Anxiety? Something weird involving anxiety. It's late. Let's see now. Let's take a look at what the natives are on the map. On this map, we've got the Cree. The Cree does have access to Cree trackers, a rifleman with good line of sight and long range. Sounds like a skirmisher variant. And of course, you get the Cree couriers, the boys. A French villager, but not French, sounds like. And the other one is the Cheyenne settlement, which of course you get the Cheyenne raiders or riders. A Cheyenne horseman ride with a spear sounds like a heavy cav. Good against other cavalry, so it's anti-cav, heavy cav. Also, it's classified as light cav. Not sure. Go and see if one gets boiled out. Let's take a look at it.
1D.
We got the bison I'll be collected on up before the pronghorns. Bison. Again, the tiny bison provides more food per carcass than the various local deer population. Pronghorns maybe a goat variant. Not sure. And he does claim both these these outposts here, which does of course have those unique villagers. So you could eye for, okay, needs to be in age 2 to collect these ones up. But you could go for something incredibly aggressive there. We don't have a deck available, so we can't see if he has some sort of like advanced trading post card. And let's see what shipping he's going for. He does go for the trickle of gold. Yep, for 1.65 gold, so it's basically 2 villagers worth of gold. And got the advanced politicians. And it makes it so your next age up is faster, and all your ship politicians will ship extra rewards. Not sure how much is extra. Let's see now. We've got the Baliska wagon. He is eyeing for an EXP post here with a villager. Let's see. Baliska wagon causes Lombards to trickle EXP when converting investments, so it does give you a bit of EXP. Over here, we got the Monte de Pieta. Ships 1 Lombard wagon and deposits some gold into your Lombards, which grant you food and wood over time. Let's just give you a brief let's see, it says 600. So it adds a decent conversion rate, which will give him a good trickle of other resources given enough time. It's got wood, gold. Wood, gold. We do have Passivelaires, Italian crossbows equipped with a shield. Passivelaires, how do you pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce many of these names. Shields offer grants different armor types when switching between combat stance. Good against heavy infantry and light cavalry. Musketeers. We got the Broken Lance Company. Oh, that's an architect there. Oh, interesting. So he will build that outpost for free, given enough time. Let's see, Broken Lance Company ships a number of Papal Lancers and Stradats. 3 Papal Lancers and 1 Stradat. You also have the Lucian Financiers. Deposits a great amount of wood into your Lombards, which will of course give coin and food over time. Which also is 1200, so that will net them a large amount of other resources over time. As it was, confers like a 1.5 rate. So these are very big deposits. And of course we got the medium deposit of coin into your Lombards. So he is going for a large number of Lombards, of course it's Italians. Chest of coin. Of course we got the Passivers, the crossbow variant once again, Musketeers, Falconets, the Albanian Company, Albion Company, ships another boss next to Stradats, 4 and 4. Black Company ships a number of Black Riders and armored Pistoliers, 5 and 5. Fort Wagon, the Freemasons. Architects build fortifications, can build fortifications, move faster, and construct buildings more quickly. And the ability they can build fortifications means outposts, if I remember correctly. Over here, got Culverns, Falconets, and 2 Culverns, 2 Papal Bombards. The Papal Company ships a number of Papal Guard and Bombards, 18 and 3. Oh, got Stagecoach there as well. And Factory Wagon. Yeah. And I'll switch over to his opponent. See, the Architect has built that 1 trade post, the other one's not being built, so the Architect may back at home and try and build other stuff. He does get an outpost wagon on the field, and red is eyeing, the Iroquois is eyeing for a outpost. And now do got a siege here. Do have a proxy corral, probably from a Travis. He has gone for villagers, team fears, hunt and from what natural sources. Forest Mother delivered 9 deer, which I believe those are wildlife, not livestock. Villagers, wood, gold, all resource crate. Archers, tomahawks, horsemen, 2 Travis, more mix of crates, forest crawlers, tomahawks, a lot of military units. So it looks like the Iroquois are eyeing for heavy military, while the Italians are eyeing for heavy eco. Warrior hut. Let's see, warrior hut's defensive / barracks building increases health and damage. Oh no, warrior hut units. Okay, got it. And we do have 5 musket riders, horsemen. Musketeers advancing forward. Musketeers are classified as heavy infantry. Tomahawks do bones damage, shock, and cavalry, so they are classified as heavy as well. So tomahawks are basically musketeers, but not really.
Awesome.
Yep, they're basically, just imagine Tomahawks as a musketeer variant that costs wood instead of gold and slightly cheaper. Let's see, now we've got cavalry hit points, cavalry damage, renegade, French 5 cruisers, environmentalism, trees last significant launcher, coin costs, forest and musket rider, forest prowlers and musket riders are changed to wood, so make it so you don't have to rely on coin. Tomahawks, horsemen, and light cannon. These are just going straight military units, barring some small buffs to them. You have 3 trade posts now pulled on out. Neither side's gone for the 3 settlements there to get out the additional villagers. It looks like he's eyeing for heavy and horsemen. So we got the cards now covered on up. Let's take a look. He is going for some... He has currently 2 longboards in the field, or 1 being built. Tomahawks advance forward. Got a bit of damage there onto the musketeers. We got a massive force of Tomahawks moving forward. Some of these villagers are a bit exposed. Horsemen trying to get some damage. They just held for good damage to the Hussar variant. Musketeers are focusing down first. He could try to go into melee with them. He does lose a couple of villagers there. Some Tomahawks is going to get hit as well. We've also got the bowmen, the Annas. There are a skirmisher variant. They do bows hit versus heavy infantry. And actually, they only cost food right now? I thought they cost a mix of food and wood. They must have changed. So we do have... They only cost food, unless that's just what it looks like for the Italians. What do they look like when they are selected by the... Ah, they only cost food. I did not know that. Was it required to turn them the only food cost? Interesting. That makes them very, very easy to mass produce. The only other new unit knows in the game that costs mass food, that's a military unit, not villagers, would probably be the Mexican irregulars. More musketeers now being employed in field. These archers will do bonus damage to musketeers. Musketeers do have 12 range. These archers do have 16 range. They do bonus times 2 damage at range, so they do 124 damage. Musketeers right now do 23 damage, so it's not bad. The Tomahawks have a little bit more health. The Ananas have less health. So Tomahawks in front line to absorb shots, and the Aninas, however you pronounce them, and the back. So good composition there. Horsemen can't really engage musketeers in melee. They do get bonus damage in melee, and does have some militia on the field. More musketeers being pulled on out. Coin has been brought on in. Only 3 lombards deployed on the field, which will give him some good conversion rate. Right now, coin is deposited on in, which will give him some 1 wood per second and 1.5 food per second, as well as small critical EXP. Walking Lance Company will not be useful. The Papal Lancers will get ripped apart by the Tomahawks in melee. Let's see, Italian crossbow passivers, maybe with high hit points. This could be a decent unit. The shield provides different armor types when switching stance. Good versus heavy infantry and light cavalry. That would be useful versus the these Tomahawks. So he may want to go with Shipment of the Passivers. I've ever announced that. We have now Age 3 now being researched by the Italian player. I'm curious if you guys can hear me moving around my keyboard with the key presses. Let me know if you can. Because by the time I remember to look it up myself, it will probably be already uploaded. Villagers now some bit of fighter does save all the villagers. Of course, at the frontier here, the Balistica, however announced that. It's even words like that I know I should be able to pronounce how I have trouble pronouncing. Around the Italians have 29 villagers, the Iroquois have 24. He is going for shipment of villagers and maintaining villager production. And now does get the passive years that must have been from the age up. Reminds the Genoese crossbows from age 3. Right now they have 20 range damage resist. They offer 16 damage, 16 range, so same as the archers. They do a little bit bonus versus heavy infantry, nothing too significant. And they do have great bonus damage versus the light cavalry. And looks like a light shock, range shock as well. outpost or artillery post has been deployed on field. He does save this Lombard here. Oh yeah, it's trying to pull with an ability there when I've selected, and I really hate how you can simply just unbind all the WSD. It looks like some of these villagers will go down. He lets these out to dry. They're trying to collect up some of these elk. These heavy forest puppers. Do not have a Baliska, no, Baliska, haven't been outset, starting to be deployed on the field, but has not started. And you will lose all 5 villagers. That's a pretty sizable loss. Now the Italians down to 23, the Iroquois up to 32, so there's a big village advantage for the Iroquois. Though the Italians do have a bit of a better capability there with the Lombards convert the resource and other resources. We got a big crate, 800 resources of all, and he has all trade posts now captured on up. Or at least the... Yep, he does have all the regular trade posts. If he deploys out a trade post here, he could try a... What's it called? A trade monopoly victory. Looks like the architects are one of just building structures, which makes sense. They can build stuff for free, but it just takes a long time. We got 2 falconets here, but the falconets could be intercepted by the horsemen. This could be a massive loss. He does take out one of the horsemen, but now the falconets will go down. Big loss for the Iroquois. Not Iroquois, for the... He does save one of the falconets, but barely. But that falconet is down to 11 health. That is a big loss for the Italians. Horseman now advancing forward. He needs some anti-cavalry tools in this region. Those are trying to back off the town center. Outpost town center picking off these units. Outpost will start going down. The town center's damage is 90. And now got the big assault of these veteran musketeers. Their hats has a little white outlining there, makes me believe some militiamen, but this is the militiamen, a couple militiamen still alive. We got halberds under research. Iroquois still in age 2, or does not in age up. We got a shipment of falconets being brought on in. Those other 2 falconets are mainly built ones. Go from the longhouse and the war hut. The war hut does have a basic attack at the moment, which could take out some of the militiamen. More horsemen now being put on the field. Falconet need it. The falconets just be very careful. The falconet's gonna go down. Falconet does go down there. The musketeers may just want to engage melee mode to engage these horsemen. Right now, you're just going to lose some of these passengers. Does get a volley there. Hawk and then Anna's are starting to advance forward. Pass is starting to receive some fire. And Blues right now not taking many good engagements. Looks like we now got these architects now trying to build these outposts. That's a good number of outposts in this region, but they're not upgraded. At this point in time, with the amount of outposts in the field, maybe a good idea to upgrade them. He does have a shipment available. Or maybe not, he doesn't have a shipment available. I just see them glowing like we could. Musketeers starting to engage. Horsemen trying to make their advance. Does have a shipment available. He may want to go for a military shipment of some sort. He does not have enough coin for mercenaries. Actually, they cost a mix of all resources, not the traditional just gold. Those are starting to get hit as well. He does have these falconet shipment now come on in. He doesn't remember seeing something about halberdiers, but I don't know if he's going to pull them out the field. Yep, does get a good quality on some of the units. Got some villagers now firing away as well. He will save the falconets from the horsemen. Got a good follow there. The falconets will be very important. Villagers need to be just brought him back. He can't be afforded to be more. He's only has 22 at the moment. He's not building anymore as well. So maybe they're solely relying on the Lombards. And now he will go and claim the ship treasure there, which does find himself a nice teddy bear. Gentle Pete, the pet bear.
See it?
We got some more musketeers advancing forward. Of course, he does have a tech advantage with the veteran musketeers. He is not eyeing for any more villagers right now, so... Oh, and losing some more villagers to his horsemen. He is mainly building some falconets as well. Now we have, looks like another architect and villager on the build queue. These falconets need to pack on up. And that formation is just being strung out pretty wide. We have a fort wagon going on up. He's trying to secure his flank. We have a lot of supporting outposts. It may be a bit hard for his opponent to torch us down. The outpost damage is not that great. It's basically equivalent to 1 musketeer. 30 damage, 24. Does have good range. Same attack speed. More musketeers not being flown in the field. Let's see the Lombards. Lombards currently have no resources inside of them. He is now bringing the wood shipment there. This will give him quite a bit of income for his Lombards. Which will be very useful for his maintaining musketeer production, that's for sure. Because he has a bit more of a proclivity for musketeers. He's currently not collecting up any wood at the moment. You can rely on the architects to build him some housing. The bear does have 18 damage. Does the most damage versus guardians. Less damage versus villagers. So he's not good at mauling the innocent. He's a good bear. Wait. Looks like the architects can build out the forts, so there's 2 forts right there. More outposts going on up. The Iroquois has been maintaining these trade posts there, so he's getting a lot of EXP in, or a lot of other resources, in this case, chests of food. He's going for now some force pilots, which are skirmisher type. As well as some more tomahawks. He has advanced to the 3rd age. Falconets and musketeers now engaging. One falconet does go down. Musketeers trying to engage in melee, which is trying to tie them off melee. Falconets being focused down. Archers are getting some good damage here. And now it's on to fall on back. These villagers may want to fall back as well. They're a little bit exposed. Yeah, the talent player is building. It's not maintaining his villager production. And we do have another villager go on down. We do have a couple more musketeers over here. And now he's queued up a large number of villagers. In fact, he does have a second talent center now. He does need it because his opponent has been doing a good job maintaining villager production while he has not. My advice? Macros. That's why I do an Age of Empires 4, and I've actually even think about getting the Age of Empires 3 multiplayer. So the first thing I did was make a villager macro. So I can have that in the background running as I'm playing the game, and I don't have to really focus on building villagers. I can just simply hit a button and just let it build and deal with a couple interruptions.
How key?
We got a good number of musketeers here. More force pilots now pulling the field. The Iroquois, of course, went for a large number of military cards. Does have still times 4 villager available. Some houses started going down. We got some falconets now pulled out. That's going for a big deposit coin as well, so he will get good conversion rate on all of his Lombards. Not sure what that was, but the Lombard ceremony completed for his opponent. there's the second town center. Italian plays up to 34 villagers. His opponent's at 47. Falconet's now sitting on up. Horseman trying to go for the Falconets. Does fall back in order to cover his Falconets, which as they start moving around and melee around the Musketeers, they will get hit pretty hard. Musketeer and Falconet is a good combination. They do support each other. The biggest weakness the skirmishers have, or Musketeers have, are fighting against skirmisher variants. And the Falconets will love to fight against skirmisher variants. Whoops. I really need to get the camera controls, however, a bit more proper. I need to figure out how to disable a side camera pan so I can make sure I just use the arrow, my WSD for moving around the camera. If I give a comparison as well, the Forest Prowler does have 152 health, which is decent. The Annas have the same health as well. Musketeers have 180. Falconets, I forget the exact damage, but it's good. I got some elite Musketeers there. They're a good flanking light skirmisher. Trying to hit the Falconets. Musketeers need to fire another volley there. Good volley there. The number of horsemen starting to go down. Falconets can't focus down. Falconets can focus down these infantry units over here. Not enough horsemen. Falconets do 100 damage. Do times 3 versus infantry units. They will annihilate skirmishers one hit, as well as Musketeers. Musketeers are now falling on back. Got more Musketeers being pulled on out. They say back then they used pike and shot. The Musketeers have bayonets, so they're both the pike and the shot. So just go for a large number then. More Lombards have been pulled out over here. Looks like he's out of coin in his Lombards. He has only other resources. We do now have the Albion Company. It ships a number of Bosniaks and Stratots. I can't remember what those are off the top of my head. Bosniaks, I think, are cavalry, right? Guess we'll find out soon enough. More Musketeers being employed on out. More Falconets on the build queue. Notice, we do actually have now the trade post going on up. He's going to eye for some of those villager variants. Who's now gone for another outpost here with his architects. Now eyeing for this trading post. Now that's being auto built. Which can get those giant horsemen. Stratots. They are a Hussar variant with really good health. Falcon heavy cab, and we've got also the Bosniak Lancer, which is a Lancer. No, they have a range. Yeah, they do have a charge attack and a lance attack, so they're a lance expansion Lancer variant, which is already a variant of the Hussar. So another heavy cab. More Musketeers in the build queue. No villagers. Got a good number of Musketeers. A big chest of coin. Lombards are currently not converting. We also got 3 villagers there for the Iroquois. You may want to get out of the town hall, the fire pit, and go for the fertility. In actuality, you guys have a lot of most infrastructures over here. Got some infrastructure over here, including a farm. Doesn't have folding mills, so it doesn't get the unpacking of livestock. This map, I really need to get the map control or the camera control on this. I could have sworn I minimized down to nothing, but that's just acceleration. Got a good number of Falconets now pulled the field. The Bosniaks do less damage versus heavy, but they do bonus damage versus just infantry in general. So they basically do they just basically do regular damage versus heavy infantry. They're specialized versus light infantry, it's supposed to be, but are not having bonuses versus heavy. Of course, Lombards do bonus damage in melee against cavalry, but really avoid that heavy infantry. I do have the French Cruisers being employed on the field, the Renegade Frenchmen. More Musketeers being employed on the field. And he's going to be a pop cap now. Falconet did find some shot there. Bit of skirmishing going on. Got a shipment of Tomahawks there. Currently just sort of moonwalking. Heavy Cav advancing forward. Not a great engagement there. Trying to flank the Pike. Now got the Cuirassiers. But they do have an AoE attack, but currently they're not moving around. It looks like they will get killed off by the Musketeers. It does save the Falconets, but one does get gunned down by the Musket Riders, which are the Dublins Infrastructure Artillery.
Commandi.
Musketeers now falling back. Their siege now down. The Musket Riders do bonus of less damage versus villagers, but not necessarily anything versus heavy infantry or infantry in general, other than shock infantry. This 30 coin could be claimed from those beavers. We got another ship available, and now it's eyeing to get some farms out, so it's getting the part of the game where people also are deploying out farms and mills. Lombard now into fire. More of these ones are going down. Since the Lombard's not converting, losing is not a big problem. Lombard does go down. More of the mill technology is being researched. Looks like all the gold has been claimed on the Italian side of the map. He needs to start pushing forward to claim these deposit coin. There is an outpost here for him to have some protection. Got a big wave of Falconets now playing point of field, and now we do also have the shipment of 9 Musketeers. I wonder if the Iroquois has gone for any of these. Yeah, he has to go ahead and got his 5 not French couriers. And now it's eyeing for the War Hut combat. Lombard now being built by the architects. These mills do have quite a bit of protection here. Some palisade walls have gone up, but they can easily go down. They easily went down. Oh, there's a big number of Iroquois villagers here very exposed. He does not spot them. He's actually going to try to flank them. But thanks to this village here, it'll be hard to actually flank them. It'll be a nice choke point, good for the Falconets. Also, just you see a bit of damage there. Iroquois chief is quite wounded. Iroquois right now has a good reserve of resources. Council has now seen a bit of fire. Horsemen advancing forward. We do have now a fresh shipment of spawned out Musketeers trying to overrun these Musketeers, Tomahawks, trying to overrun the Falconets. One Falconet's about to go down, another one's severely wounded. Musket Riders advancing forward. These ones are not advancing forward whatsoever. Big oversight there. He caught up on the housing there. All Falconets have gone down. He does lose most of those Tomahawks. He's going to be backed into a corner. Force Pilots, of course, a skirmish variant, so they do bonus damage is heavy. They also have 20 range. Musketeers only have 12 range. Backed himself to a corner. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. He's just trying to run away. Taking a bit of damage there. Now we're running away. The church will go down. The Italian player is currently 67 villagers on the field queue. His opponent does have 90. Another wave of Musketeers. And now we do have the Black Company. His one's going for heavy. He realizes his opponent's just simply those Musketeers, so he starts scouting them out in the forest crawlers. So it's a good idea. Black Riders armed Cavaliers. I think it's a heavy cab and a light range with the armor. Let's get out Falconet on the field. More Tomahawks and build queue. Lombards are going down. He's not converting his resources there. He could deposit a whole bunch of food in there to get a whole bunch of gold. I think I just saw him, heard an estate go up, or should I call it the plantation? I like the term plantation better than estate. An estate just means property. That could mean anything, but homestead is another name for like the livestock pen.
Comandi?
Now I got some Shinian riders being put on the field. And quite a bit of the food has been spent, maybe on those Shinian riders. No, it does go and deposit. Actually, that's gold inside the Lombards. Blue is cleaning up the silver mine, get a whole lot of coin. And these, oh, Shine Riders mentioned before, and here's what type: 16 damage is not that great, but they do have 6 range, so they are light cavalry. Trying to force some armor spear, well, they didn't. Okay, so it's a siege attack. Good versus other horsemen, so it is a more or less a unique horseman. It is class out a heavy cav as well. Does ward away the coin mine from being collected, but most of the coin has been collected as well, so he may just want to take time to build an estate with these villagers. Giant horsemen do go down to the elite musket riders for our anti-cav tool as well. And there's a plantation going on up. The Italians could age up right now. The Iroquois are not being hyper aggressive at the moment. The Iroquois has plenty of food and wood at the moment. Doesn't have the environmentalism. He may actually go for that right now because he has a lot of wood stored up, and coin is trying to quickly go out on the map. Changes yield gathering rate by trees by 400%. Huh, not bad. So basically makes every single one of these trees, instead of 300 wood, the Levi can provide up to 1,200. Not bad. This by 400% doesn't mean increase by 400% or set to 400%. Because if it increases the plus 400%, that would actually make it up to 1,500. Nope. Armor Pistoliers do absorb shots. They are actually a heavy range infantry unit, and they absorb damage from nearby units. They are classified as heavy infantry and mercenary. But like musketeers, but they do have a bit extra damage with their range. Same range as musketeers. Whether that be a good or bad thing, can't really say. Black Rider. Armed with cavalry armed with pistols. They are classified as light range. They do bullets versus cav, heavy cav more primarily. So basically a dragoon variant like the musket riders. Now got the next age, we got shipments of books. Both players actually went to next age, I just realized that. Now do that an infinite. Wait, Papal Lancers, that's purple. I don't see where that is a acceptable option. Is this something I'm not realizing when it comes to this shipment here? There's 3 Papal Lancers, purple like it was an infinite, but I don't see it here whatsoever. But it does sound familiar. Maybe there's something special involved in that shipment that I'm not aware of. We do not have elite Berserkers. Skirmisher trained to move fast, sound of the bugle, defeating enemies to stun foes and boost ally speed. And they are classified as ranged infantry and light infantry, using out its own skirmisher variant. There it is. It just wasn't there. It was a purple outline there. Oh no, that's this one here. Just going for a big shipment of Papal Bombards. He's bringing the heavy artillery. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where that purple shipment came from. We do got the castle now seeing some fire. Field cannons are a light cannon variant. It's one of my favorite cannons in the entire game. Doesn't do as much damage as a falconet, but it can be used as a culverin. And there's some paper bombards. We did get a good volley there, taking out one of the light cannon. Paper bombards seeing some fire. They are heavy cannon variant. Does get the other light cannon, one of the paper bombards to go down. Does have a support by nearby falconet. Plus, appears to fire away. They does have the Sodas veteran musketeers going for the guard outpost upgrade now. At various heavy cavalry support, paper knights do have 1,050 health. They're incredibly heavy. They do bonus versus infantry as well. And looks like the Iroquois is trying to disintegrate thanks to the heavy artillery. The armor pistol is providing some great damage resistance to this entire force. The Iroquois army just went down. He's going for some more, a shipment of light cannon, and to bring out more light cannon as well. Soon he has 7 light cannon, which will be very useful against this composition. He has lost both his paper bombards, which is a big loss. And those points still playing a lot of heavy infantry, so horsepower is still a good idea. Light cannons or field cannons now being pushed right there. There's a shipment of the other field cannon. They need to start firing away. There's a good volley there. Field cannons not seeing a whole lot of damage. Now these two are being focused down. Got the tomahawks engaged by the people lancers, which are incredibly heavy. So tomahawks are a good counter to them. These two field cannons do go down. Got these 5 over here, so it's a good siege line. And now the Italians start to advance on forward. These field cannons right now doing ×2 versus infantry, so they do a little less than 180. So they won't shoot one-shot guard musketeers in one hit. Of course, I'm not sure how the armored pistoliers' damage resistance, how it exactly applies. Over got one field, does get picked off by the light cannon. And it looks like most of the light cannon have gone down while I was reading them. Over in the course still pretty good for still. Paper bombard is trying to overrun. Eagle tooting his horn. More tomahawks being pulled on the field. More of the guard pursuing, how to pronounce that. And since they are skirmishers, they will do bonus damage to the tomahawks. Tomahawks trying to gaze the paper lancers up in the melee. He needs to pull out some more elite forest prowlers. He's going for too many tomahawks. I think the fact that he has not gotten this research here is really biting the bug. He's low in gold. He desperately needs to get this ship in to turn the wood costs. He has plenty of food right now, too much food. That's why he's spending on tomahawks. Oh, that is a big wave of field cannon. Picks up the Italian explorer. Now to have the Champion Canyon horsemen signed for a large number of horsemen. You realize this bonus going to less than musketeers, so they will be a bit more useful. Gotten out the Champion force problems being sent forward. All the trade posts are providing coin, and he has upgraded us some steam horses. The frontier outpost now goes up to 45 damage, but now getting hit severely by the field cannons. Field cannons is basically a turtle piece. If you don't really want to micro and get diverse siege weapons, the field cannon is just your jack of all trade cannons, in which now there is 10 of them right here. So the paper bombard still poses a threat to them. He needs some elite musket riders to deal with them. They got a wave of Hussar people on the field. They are good items now. Tomahawks need to be pushed in melee mode to engage these tomahawks and the paper lancers, in my opinion. Field cannons are going down. Most of the field cannons are severely wounded or dead. Let's get those ones there. Another Hussar does go down. The Iroquois has one engagement. more and more of the screws being pulled in the field will be used versus these Tomahawks, and they'll be equal footing versus the Forest Prowlers. Forest Prowlers right now do 26 damage and 22 range. These guys do 24 damage and only 20 range. Pros and cons. Field Cannon's trying to run away. They do have a good movement speed trying to run away, but looks like they're going to get over on the Horseman, so he decides to give him the Musketeer variant. Hussars, I took out the light cannon. He may want to pull off in the production. People Lancers will be going down as well. Tomahawks are so good here in good number, but got 2 castles here and a good number of fortified outposts, frontier outposts. So this is a large number siege. He needs more field cannon to deal with this. I don't think battering rams would be a good idea in this situation either. Culverins do get deployed in the field. They do take 2 shots to take out the Culverin, to take out field cannons. And the field cannons do function as Culverin as well. He does get some good volleys there. And field cannons are relatively cheap. They do cost 400 in total, 300 gold. The Culverins are 100, 400, right? Or is that the Culverin? I always get the cost mixed up with those. Trying to put some good siege there. Hussars now been flown in the field. Tomahawks are trying to engage the Hussars. He does save a good number of his field cannons, but the other field cannons receive quite a bit of damage. And these castles have plenty of health. He may just not want to attack this region to start hitting over here again, because what's better, 1 outpost or all of this? Because this is a hard point which the Iroquois should not be attacking into. Sure, there's a large number of juicy villages on this side, but you can take all the housing over here, as well as get a bunch of EXP. You don't have to go too heavy, just enough to pose a threat in the area with a couple of good torch throwers. More of the field cannons being focused on by the Hussars. These are just only guard Hussars as well. Tomahawks will do bonus damage to the Hussars in melee. Skirmishers will do bonus damage to these Tomahawks at range. And then tooting their horns does pick them, give them a couple of picks there. Does fall back. There's a couple war huts here to find some fire support. More war huts being deployed on out. The Downs right now have 103 villagers, so he must got out some of the French couriers, or I'm not sure where that's from. Maybe it's architects also adding. I'm just going for his various arsenal research. And he does have a factory out somewhere. Let's see, there's a factory. I thought I just saw it. Arsenal, Lombard. Where is the factory at? There's a factory. Currently deploying out gold, not heavy cannon. If they deploy out heavy cannon, do they deploy out papal bombards? I was like, sure. I know the Ottomans want to deploy out their great bombards with heavy cannons, and I know the British deploys out rockets. But what if they deploy out the papal bombards instead? Trying to overrun these Tomahawks. The Tomahawks may want to go from the melee mode and just give them an attack move order so they can start doing some great damage versus the Hussars, but the Hussars just overwhelmed and completely encircled. And so more about these skirmishers there to really do put the hurt there. He is taking a large number of hits on his Hussars, that's for sure. Also, Iroquois is taking a lot of damage. Now he's starting to pull out some heavy artillery. It does produce papal bombards. Technically, its cost is only. Oh, it is classified as EXP. It costs 800 EXP. That's funny. Since the unit can't necessarily build, it just literally the cost is literally something EXP. But I don't think it can spend EXP like that. Iroquois needs to take time, regroup. He's still just moving for tomahawks, which are, sure, they will be good with the hussars, but not good at everything else. He still has not got this. He does have a good amount of resource reserves. The Iroquois has plenty of resource to work with, just needs more production. He probably forgot the faster training time cards of the current rate, because right now he's in a position where he desperately needs it. You are limited number of war huts you can build, 7. Oh, he's already at Remax. He's good damage there. Now I've got the light cannons. Advancing on forward. Hussars trying to advance forward as well. Right now, going for Wilson would probably be a good item. So they will see bonus from the Elite Cheyenne Riders. Both for swords are down right next to each other. They're not holding hands. I'm not sure what that was. Oh, that was just the Explorer getting up. Got a couple war huts here. They are strong war huts, so they are damage is 39 damage, so both fight into fire support. In addition to health is pretty healthy. More tomahawks being deployed on the field. Going for more light cannon. Right now his production rate's not that great. Field cannons need to start hitting down these. I guess it hit the whatever that was. We got now a big wave of people lancers on pushed on out in the field. That's going for Team Furiers. I don't think there's any real huntables or berries it's going to collect. I see some wildlife on the map, but not enough reward that one does not affect farms. I'm not sure he's going for that. Does have some states there? Needs to get some of these villagers retasked somewhere else. The Italian player may want to go for fortified outposts, get some more cannons firing from these outposts. Triple bombards ready to go. Does see some damage from light cannon. Paper bombard does go down there without a contest. More paper lancers and skirmishers deployed in the field. Frontier outposts will go down. Harassed on down. Tomahawks is trying to go down, but now got the light cannon firing away. See, now he's bringing in the Papal Company, ships in some more Papal Guard and Papal Bombards. Hussars now making an advance. The Iroquois is having trouble remaxing. All the field cannons gone down. Another set of them are on the build queue. Papal Bombards with this advance. More tomahawks over there. With this production not being camped, it'll be hard to remax. He does get another 10 on the field queue over here. He's struggling with the food income. One does go down. The field cannons do spawn out in every single direction. But he does have a good 10 of them here. There's a big number of Papal Bombards here. These field cannons came out at the right time. Papal Bombard didn't take it on the light cannon. Two of the Papal Bombards have gone down. They're also taking more hits. Another Papal Bombard does go down. Shan Runner advancing forward. And he looks like there's some armor Crystaliers deployed on the field. Does have shipment available of some sort. Now he's going for the Cree Textile Craftsmanship. And the last of the Papal Bombards have gone down. Those also make their advance. Field cans, however, gains good damage with them. Does take out one of the warheads. And now Now he does find another paper bombard here. We'll go and hack it apart with melee, but we'll get stopped. Field cannon receiving quite a bit of damage there. Does save 3 of his field cannon. I got some papal guards support on the field. They are halberdier variant, I believe. Halberdiers have spearmen. Heavy melee infantry unit. Same as Rodelios and Rodialos and the spearmen. Therefore has been maintaining good resource collection rate. He may want to eye for a monopoly victory because he can just quickly pull out trade posts here, or not so quickly pull out one here and here, and try to ignite a monopoly victory. He has plenty of resources for it. Another field cannon does go down. Multiple field cannons have gone down there. He will lose all these hussars, and they're not exactly cheap either. Oh, I just realized something. We've got now champion horsemen now trying to advance force trying to these villagers. It's like the Italians have not been making use of the Lombards. You could throw like 500 wood and maybe 1,000 food in the Lombards to get the conversions going. It will net a good amount of resources. I think one thing that Italian players could do is try to maximize the use of the Lombards. If you have a spare of resources, try to keep the Lombards constantly converting, because it will give you profit over the long run. In theory, you could probably put a macro in, say every minute, pause it in, try to pause it in 100 of each resource, get capture all the hotkeys. That could potentially be pretty good. Now I do have Papal Lancers. Those are whatever the shipment is, there is an infinite shipment I don't see right here. More Papal Lancers not being brought on in. Have to see a bit of fire as well. Papal Lancers, of course, very heavy. They have 1,050 health. Oops. As I tried to highlight on them. Papal Bombard right there. Papal Lancers right now, yeah, they do have 1,500 health. They also have some sort of armor effect there, so there must be armored pistoliers nearby there. Or something. I'm not sure. They provide. Oh, no, they also count as absorption, like armored pistoliers. One castle, both castles have gone down. Architects, I believe they can rebuild them, give enough time. Hawks now seems quieter. People Lancers advancing on forward. Got a very large number of light cannons. People Lancers see massive amounts of fire. Looks like the Italian player is starting to disintegrate. He has plenty of wood and food, but not a lot of gold. There we go. Now he has to throw a lot of stuff into Lombards, which will give him a good conversion rate, but it will take a bit of time. Bombard advancing on forward. Papal Bombard does go down. Looks like the Italians starting to disintegrate. There lost a good number of villagers. A little more idle as well. Papal Bombard and Lancers not pushing forward, but a bit wounded. Light cannons are just ripping apart the skirmishers. Papal Bombard is now making their advance. We got one of light cannon. More huzzars are being deployed on the field. Of course, it does have access to giant horsemen as well, which can be a good wood variant as well. More villagers being queued up by the Italians. He does have 3 shipments he can bring in. Does not bring up anything at the moment. He might as well just go for the passive ears. Because right now, any force would be a good force. The Iroquois are now bringing some more tomahawks now. Maintaining good protection of the guard of these skirmishers is always a good idea against tomahawks. Of course, they do cost gold, and a sizable amount of gold at that. There's that 2 paper bombards, also very useful versus these tomahawks. Field cannons to take out that building. Stars themselves do cost a bit of gold. Okay, now it's bringing some Papal Lancers, so there's a lot of EXP shipments here. It looks like it is a shipment, but it doesn't actually take, what's it called? It doesn't take a shipment. Maybe it's a little bit of bug in the replay system where he doesn't actually have 3 shipments. As long as we've seen bit damage there. Iroquois right now has a massive reserve of resources. And I'm hoping he does finally get this one here, so now can test the wood into those units. Trained horsemen now advancing forward. There's a massive number of field cans for them to close on in. Good number of those skirmishers to go down. Hussars trying to hit these field cans. We've got 3 people bombards. We're seeing massive fire. And 2 of them goes down before getting shot off. Last one would like to go down. Does get shot off, but will go down as well. We got actually a number of guards skirmishers right there without getting annihilated. And sometimes the eco play is what's important. Hussars now advancing forward, trying to get some kills there on these field cannons once again. More Papal Lancers. And this is also one reason why you should always have an infinite card shipment somewhere. Because you never know in a situation where you actually may need an infinite card. And the Iroquois can get infinite shipments of that all through race course crates, if I remember correctly, which is a pretty handy one. Most of these field cans are starting to go down. A couple of them do remain though. And looks like, yeah, the Italians just losing. They can't mount up much of defense anymore. They're not blowing out anything that can take wood and food, and unless the Italian player does back of the game now. Excellent game by both players. It's Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And with that, I do also need to use the restroom, because that game went on for quite some time. Please give me one moment. Sorry about that. Let's see. I thought. Yeah, I must hit no. This one. Usually, whenever. I don't know why. It's always the one with the default name tends to just not work to load. Oh, either way, let's go ahead and do this one here. Did I already do this one? Maybe not. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spelling on the bottom right side as the blue United States. We have Lords, Yeah, I did do this one. Yep, my bad. I've got to delete this one. And yep, that was an old replay. I need to stop downloading old replays. Oops, and I double click on that one. My apologies. And I know this one doesn't work because we just tried it. I think my mouse is starting to go bad. It's starting to double click. I know those are. I think there may have been recent patches of why some of my replays are not working. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HBARS 3 replay. So on the bottom right side as the blue Iroquois, or no, blue Incans, we have Darth Scorpy. On top left side as the red Iroquois, we have Captain Mazen. Mazian? Mazen, probably, because I see the capital Z. Well, let's take a look and see what natives are on the map. Actually, there are none. This map has no natives. More than 2 natives fighting each other. The South American natives and the North American natives. Alright, so I guess the next thing to cover is, usually what I cover next is what cards, after seeing what natives are, but we're gonna have to wait until one to find some natives, or gets enough XP for a card. Let's look at some goats on the map. Red will be eyeing for the 45 food. Howdy. I just saw your YouTube comment. You have maybe a little bit of food could be claimed up here. 2 snow kitty cats there. But you may find some of these goats. 1 goat has been found. And now we do have a shipment available for the Incans, but he does get the trade post there for big XP, and so does, and this one's doing the same thing as well. Let's take a look at his deck. We do have the 3 villagers being brought on in. You also get American allies. Ship 1 native embassy Travis, who enables you to choose a native ally at your embassy. The chosen ally will allow you to recruit native warriors and research some of their unique upgrades at the embassy. So he can pull out natives without being any natives on the map. How interesting. We do, of course, have more villagers, crate of food. We got Chameleon runners. We do got Bloom Spearmen, Jungle Bowmen. Jungle Bowmen soak the arrows and cure to double their poison duration effect, increase their damage. Range infantry attack, range infantry hit points. Native warrior combat makes your native troops that you can bring on in have additional health and damage, which could compound with the natives. And 2 war hut Travises, more villagers, wood, 2 towns of wagons, Bloom Spearmen, Macemen, Jungle Bowmen, Bolus, Urkas, and Kajam Arka support. I can't pronounce any names in this game. Since 9 Jungle Bowmen, improves all bonus damage for your Jungle Bowmen. Not bad. We got some dogs. Sends 24 proving dogs in a commerce age. I don't know why I'm drawing blank. Industrial age. That is unusual. Enables the dog to be pulled out and maybe explore dogs. That seems a weird shipment, but could be useful. Moon runners, fast moving arm, and Plume Spearman, and infinite jungle bowmen. So a lot of military cards and some doggos. And looks like blue does actually obtain some pet monkeys, which is playing with a goat. The Iroquois. Let's see what deck the Iroquois has gone for. Of course, we got the villagers, wood villagers, all crates, archers, tomahawks, warhut attack, warrior hit points, conservative tactics, infantry, and attack and hit points increased. Bad. Horsemen, the new ways enables European arsenals and your longhouses. and Cherokee allies, Cherokee skirmishers, accurate at long range. Sounds like it's going to be a skirmisher variant. Great. Forest prowlers, tomahawks, war hut combat, musket riders, cavalry hit points, cavalry damage. Oneida support, which sends 10 villagers and a covered wagon. Does cost a bit of gold. It's a mercenary-ish unit. Wampum. All units train faster. All units grant more EXP when created. Infinite crate, light cannons, and Canadian loyalists, which sends 10 dragoons can be spawned out infinitely. It was simple enough. Those are both sides eyeing for heavy military items. Do now have these villagers advancing forward. I was trying to think Incan, that's the civilization. And that is a red war hut Travis, I think that was brought on in. We're just going to throw some torches there as it's getting built. It should be built, it shouldn't be destroyed. And also got a monkey here. The war hut is starting to gun down the monkey, you monster. And now I do have a handful of tomahawks being put on the field. Monkey is being engaged by the monkey, and the monkey does go down. Now we've got a forward war hut being pulled out by the Incan player. Town center, longhouse is there. We've got now a handful of tomahawks there, which are a musketeer variant. They're heavy infantry. I call them musketeers just to get a good reference point because they also do bonus damage and melee against hit cavalry and versus shock like musketeers. There's a good reference point just by looking at it. If I call them musketeer variant, you now know what they're going to do. These villagers are... it does actually guarantee that villager in time. Monkey goes down. And now do have the heroes trying to go down, but it looks like hero will go down, which also give him plus 100 EXP right there, so it's going to mainly bring in the Ininas. Thank you for the YouTube subscription. I need to get a way to work all the list of that comes on in. The problem is, whenever YouTube subscriptions come in, I don't know if it's like from the streams, because I can have, that's all YouTube subscriptions. So somebody could be subscribing to another YouTube video and I have no idea it's related to the stream. In fact, I can have not the stream not running, and if I leave my OBS open, I can actually hear the subscription sounds pop up. So I could be waking up, actually left OBS open overnight, not streaming, and all of a sudden hear someone subscribe to me and I'm panicking thinking, was I streaming the entire night? Oh, sorry, I just saw some Rumble comments, I wasn't paying attention. Name of this game is Age of Empires 3, which I have listed in the name. I'm doing good, how about you? Getting a little bit distracted. Really wish the Rumble stream, I can get the chat to go along with it, but either way, we now have the Jungle Bowmen in Spear Gates 4. We got the Tomahawks and the Bowmen skirmishing away. These Bowmen are they do bonus damage heavy such as the Tomahawks. They won't do bonus damage as the Anna's archers. These spearmen are a heavy infantry as well, not a shock infantry. These Shumu runners are the shock infantry, which Tomahawks will do bonus damage for in melee. Red is starting to get overrun here by these forces. Red is right now eyeing for... He does bring in a big buck I just saw right there. One of the games some units right here. Wasn't really paying attention. We got horsemen on the build queue, or being chipped on in. We got more Tomahawks on the build queue. Tomahawks is getting overran by the Plume Spearmen. He's just down to the single Tomahawk there. Those are trying to collect up the local wildlife. Now that the horsemen now shift on in, but the spearmen are going to do bonus damage with them and they get annihilated. Ooh, the Iroquois has lost quite a bit of military units there. He's going for another war on the back line. We also got this It's not a scout? Yeah. Ink scout. His siege attack is 5, so pathetically low. Town center, of course, firing away. Does have a healer load up inside. The healers can now go into the community plaza to fire dances, so he could actually get them to do that, but this warhead will be torched down. Villager will go down as well. Another longhouse does go down. He's going for spirit medicine. I'm not sure why. Forcing down more of the longhouse is probably a good idea. They do provide 15 population. No, put him close to pop cap. Do have another war hut over here. He's going to need to get some more housing. He does need more wood for that. Eyeing for a shipment of Cherokee allies and going for a shipment of archers. Does have a couple horsemen still alive. Got to keep him away for the time being. And right now he is at pop cap. You could cancel Villager to squeeze out one more Anna. And now he's really at pop cap. He needs to get a large number of villagers on wood. You got a couple long houses being built back here. We'll be taking out some of these villagers inside of the tribal market.
How cute.
He needs to keep away from the shipment of Cherokee allies. These villagers need to be tasked on in. The explorer does go up there. He is having quite a bit of help there. Oh, right now I'm just casting, not actually playing it myself. And I do enjoy casting it. Though there's always a lack of replays, so I can always stand for people to send me more replays. We do got the Cherokee allies now pulling the field. They are a skirmisher variant. They do only have 13 attack, and they do bonus damage to heavy infantry such as these plumed spearmen. And yeah, archers do bonus damage heavy infantry as well. Let's go ahead and find these horsemen to engage the archers in melee. They do less damage against horsemen. The plumed archers have been more than streamlined in. The Cherokee allies are doing some great work right now. Now that they got the explorer engaging, horseman has gone down. Sounds like they're still firing away. It is fully garrisoned, so it will get maximum damage. Picking off these bowmen one at a time. It does do 90 damage, so we'll one-shot these guys. No, wait, no, they don't. They do have 20 range damage resist. And there you go. The rest of those forces have been cleaned on up. Blue does have a good number of war huts there, going for more bowmen. And a bit more to the point, if you're curious about Age of Empires 3, Age of Empires 3 is generally the faster pace of all the Age of Empires, in my opinion. It's more focused on higher action content as opposed to, say, 1, 2, or 4. I do not have the fertility activated. That's why with the healer on top of it. You could use the healer to spawn out more healers in order to get that going. So I don't see where the community plaza is at the moment. Unless I'm blind, which is also likely. Oh wait, no, it's actually the Incans I've selected, so he has deployed at the community plaza himself. Which is right there. We do have one villager there. Oh, it's a llama. Wait, you can task llamas to community plaza? Okay. Apparently the llama is very good at convincing people to have more children, apparently. But they're nothing but drama, those llamas. We do not have these archers engage archers. These archers do have poison and damage.
On the Horden.
Let's see, more villagers. More bowmen. Those are going to be bowmen versus bowmen.
Oh no,
These bowmen do have more health. They have higher base health. They do have 12 damage, 16 range. Versus these guys who just have they do have 15 damage, 16 range, but less health, 20% damage resist.
I see.
Therapy
How
Rifleman.
key?
These guys have 30% damage resist. Looks like, and they only cost food. These guys, yeah, looks like the Iroquois Bowmen. They do less damage, but they have more health, so they're a bit comparable. But they do have quite a bit of damage resistance. So combine the more health and make them a bit more resilient. And they only cost food as well, so they're much more accessible than the Jungle Bowmen, which do cost a bit of wood and slightly more. 5% more, technically in total. And wood is harder to claim, so it's more probably close to 6%. And of course, want to make a good counterattack there, overrunning the Jungle Bowman. Of course, these Warhuts do have auto attack, which is providing some good fire support.
Oh no.
These archers have 11 or 12 siege attack. Now do have good reinforcement of bowmen there. I don't think this fight's going to go well with the Iroquois. He will win, but it won't be a good win. Now we do have a shipment available. He could go for various of these warfight attack, which could be very useful. That's conservative tactics, giving him infantry plus 10 health and damage. Very good. More of the bowmen being brought on forward. If you're interested in Age of Empires 3, it does also have some good campaigns like all Age of Empire games, but it takes more of like a linear line like Age of Mythology, which I actually like that better than say a bunch of small thematic campaigns like Age of Empires 2. One Warhut's gone down. We do not have the next age up for the Incans. The Iroquois are not eyeing to age up. They have plenty of gold at the moment. Need a lot more food. These villagers need to run away. They're having trouble running away, but it looks like they will. The lady will go down. The guy leaves behind his wife. He is trying to age up, but don't have. Here's a housing here, which does provide a small amount of food income. But we don't see any war huts back here. He does have enough wood for a single war hut. He may want to go for that. Because right now, there's a large army that's not advancing forward in the middle of the map. Who's doing a good job of collecting up these huntables. We do have a longhouse going on up. Right now, the llama is providing spawn new priestess. So it's designed for the priestess now. Of course, a llama's not very good at spawning priestess. Every 2,535 seconds. And now switches to the wood per second. That's probably a little bit better. You probably get one. That's actually. That single llama is providing more than one villager of wood per second, honestly. I suppose right now the multiple. Yeah, that's better than a single villager. Let's go for a Jungle Bowman with his age up. I'm for the elite infantry barracks. The why don't I even try to pronounce a lot of these names? The Aztecs at least is a bit more easier to reach. Noble Hut. Maybe it's just called a Noble Hut. Scout receiving some war hut fire. And as we get his hero back, he may just want to run away. We have a community plaza now pulled out over here with only two people out it, the healer and the villager. He may be eyeing for. Okay, he's eyeing for the war hut damage, increasing the damage by 2.3. He could just ask it to spawn healers, in order to get more healers for the community plaza. There is a limit of 10. They're not as good as Aztec warrior monks, but still not bad.
Hokey.
Now we've got 36 military units advancing forward. We do have, looks like the elite Hurlicas, which are a ranged unit that inflicts siege damage, so it ignores range damage resist. Good if it's an infantry artillery, so they are a grenadier variant, I'm guessing. But they don't do any splash damage. Let's see, they do bonus infantry, so I think they are a grenadier variant. Now I've got some Talon Travises pulled in the field. It's filled with pillows. Now the Iroquois is advancing forward. He still does not have a large enough field on military on the field. Going for more horsemen for reinforcements. Another wave of Hurlicas is pulled in the field. They will get some bonus damage here. They do attack at the same rate as a musketeer. And they do actually have pretty good range. 23 range is actually very good. It looks like they're just going to get overwhelmed by the sheer number of Iroquois. Both of them are in the same age. More of the horsemen not being pushed on in, and it looks like the Incan player does back the game now. This is Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. Games, this one is complete. And let's go ahead and just do this one. Russian, a German, something? Oh. Usually when something like the map spawns me out like that, it's usually a sign that the replay will bug out. I guess we'll find out one way or another. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue French with Tito. Spawn on the left side as the red Russians with Kinda Cat. Looks like the exotic doggo does go down, and the forest pupper is trying to stop him from collecting the treasure. Let's take a look and see what natives in the map. Got the Cree. The Cree allows you to pull out the Cree trackers, which sounds a Cree rifleman, good line of sight and long range, which sounds like it's a skirmisher variant. And you also get the Cree Couriers de Bolus, which means you have access to some French villagers that are not French in Age 2. And of course, we got the Huron settlement. The Huron will of course give you the Huron mantlet, similar to the Iroquois mantlets, which is just a straight up heavy brawler ranged unit. And that is going to be it for the natives. And once each player starts getting their shipments on in, we can review what cars they've gone for. Oh, looks like the Russian player got the skin for, so his hero's not a bear with a stick. More of a branch really than a stick. But either way, we do have the first shipment available. Let's see what that he goes for. I wonder if we see it, yep, it does go ahead and get selected there. We do now have the couriers. We do of course got the French team auxiliary combat. Natives increase health and damage. Pioneers for increased health with villagers, which makes... There's a method that the French can make their villagers basically invulnerable. And Akin regime ships one royal embassy, which in the House of Bourbon grants access to royal units, upgrades to new technology. Your Bourbon units now cost population and when acquired from the royal embassy or from home. And of course you get access to, say, the royal, just like royal musketeer, royal dragoon, things of that sort. Of course you got more couriers, wood, gold, crossbows, more native cards, shipment of natives. native health and damage increase. Native point increase will also improve the villager hit points as well, so you can get plus 85% hit points. And Edict of Nanits, proof of church improvement. Of course, we got the wood, Coziers, Falconets, Royal Mint, Armored Pistoliers, Mercenary, Giant Grenadier, Mercenary. Thoroughbreds decrease the cost of all French stable units by 15%, which actually is quite nice. Who doesn't want cheap cavalry? More Cuirassiers, some heavy cannon, factory, and of course the Bourbon allies. Shipment of 25 musketeers. And also sets them to veteran status as well, so if you don't go for any research, this can at least give you some free research as well. So I got the wood being claimed there. And let's take a look at see what his opponent's deck had. Of course, we do have the town militia. We do also have wood trickle rate. Gotta make sure I don't have the hero selected. Economic theory, give increased gathering rate for all of his villagers. Very useful to help compete with the French villagers. Wood, gold, streelets. New order regiments. Borshik, Ruget, and streelets attack and hit points. It makes it cheap, even more powerful. Cossacks. Native treaties. Advanced arsenal to get the advanced research. And spice trade, which makes villagers gather from natural food resources better. Wood, gold, streetlet combat, make our dirt cheap streetlets even better. Porshix, junior officer, heavy hand infantry with large attack, which I think is a halberdier variant. Cossacks, Opizhnix, fast rating cavalry, go to raiding buildings. I think they have one population each as well. And nope, that's the other one. Cossacks, right? Yeah, Cossacks only have one population for a cavalry unit. Cavalry archers, falconets, and higher Manchurian cavalry archers. For the horde, each blockhouse will do a one-time muster of 5 Streltsy, which actually doesn't exceed your population cap, but does keep in reserve until they have spare population room. It turns all your recruits in Northern Musketeers, set the veteran Oldenburgs and Royal Guard Oldenburgs active as well, so some research there. And of course, we got factory and factory. With that, local players advance to the next age. So we're going to see what shipment the Rus will go for. Got Blockhouse in the middle of the map as well. He's maybe eyeing for the trade post. The reason why I say I needed to find some buttons here, since I rebound the movement camera panels keys to WSD, I have to go to every single menu and get rid of WSD. I want to do that for the civilizations I'm thinking about playing. We also got Blue eyeing for a handful of fishing boats. He's going to look greedy. We also have this here, which and let's see, the Rusbar is not currently building out any more couriers. He actually doesn't have any villagers queued on up, so slight oversight there. French is going for mass eco, going for the couriers to support his couriers, or however you pronounce them, because I can't pronounce anything for a damn. Got a tamed wolf here, some exotic doggo. And now he's also going for hero mantlets. Let's see. He hasn't got any native combat benefits just yet, but you could go for them or get quite a bit of a healthy native army. Natives, of course, do have no population costs, very useful item to expand out, though they're a little bit expensive for their quality. But having no population house can save you quite a bit of money as well. Looks like the Cossacks now push way forward. The Explorer does go down, does force back these units. Got some recruits, a Musketeer variant. The Cossack are a Hussar variant that has one population space. Very, very population efficient, to say the least. I've also got a clubman here that must have been a native he saved. 100 wood from guarded by those polar bears, and now I've got a native scout up here as well.
Oui.
Right now, the French have 20 villagers. The Russians have 24. Trading post not being forced down. I may have interrupted the music there by switching between players. Sorry about that. No combat music, yes. The Russians eyeing for more musketeers, more of the French villagers, and more villagers. The French are not deploying out anything just yet, as not any gold income or inadequate amount. We got, of course, a good number of Huron mantlets, as well as the Cree trackers. There's at the Royal Embassy deployed on field, and eyeing for some Royal Musketeers. Let's see, Royal Musketeers
J'ai repris des forces.
do cost a little bit more than regular Musketeers, but of course they do have a little bit better. We can get a comparison of these Musketeers to them once it gets spawned out. The Recruit, in comparison, has 18 damage, 12 range, 3 attack speed. And attack is 10 times 3 versus cavalry and shock.
Keep way.
And the Royal Musketeer has a charge attack. Looks like it has a... Okay, it has a charge attack of a pistol, so it has a special attack, which has some good damage, 22 base range, 12 or 22 damage, 12 range, similar, and better hand attack as well. So overall, it looks significantly better versus the mass reduction Russian variant. We got some Cree trackers here as well. In comparison, this does have the same cost technically as the regular Musketeer, but you do buy in batches. I think technically it is still cheaper in the long run since you have to buy in batches. I don't see any queued up, so I can't really give you exact calculation. But he so far has gone for 2 training posts. He could go with a third one to get more EXP. He is going for Stagecoach as well, so he's really going to eye for those trade. The French has a good number of fishing ships out at sea. Looks like the Russians eyeing for some more wood. Looks like he's not eyeing for any more aggression. He just have a good defense force, and that's about it. So he's deploying a stable right there, so he may be eyeing for some cavalry. Cree trackers, they are a skirmisher variant. They get bonus damage versus heavy infantry, such as the musketeers. And they're good versus light range cavalry, which this opponent does not have any. Cossacks are in melee, as you can. You notice Explorer went down there, so now it's pushing down south. You have some Huron Mantis there. Their biggest benefit, they do similar damage as a musketeer. More damage, higher health, but much more expensive. Huron Mantis going down both sides, besides has a handful of Cree trackers as well, more so the French. You got some Shirtless being deployed field, a dark cheap skirmisher. You get a group of 10 for, okay, each one technically is 838, 10, I can't tell you the exact amount, but they're a dirt cheap skirmisher. French going for some native warrior combat, I believe. Yep. Training post will go down in no time. We've got the Strelitz. They have 8 base attack. I'll make your way forward. Does get some good damage there on the Cossacks. Strelitz and Recruits are advancing forward. Looks like the French line to fall back. These make sure those Cree trackers stay alive. Strelitz also skirmish themselves and not classified as heavy infantry. They're classified as light infantry, but they are squishy. 72 base health. Listening pursuit. So the Huron Mantlet will likely go down. The French will need to get some reinforcement on the field. He is eyeing for more of the French or Musketeers. He's maxed out on that, going for a handful of Cree trackers as well. And you get out his regular barracks in the field. He can't rely on the Royal Embassy for much longer since he is going to be pop capped on it. He's also pop capped around over here as well, so he can't rely on the natives anymore. Of course, streetlets are very vulnerable. He does have a shipment available, going for a chest of coin. Trying to torch down this trading post. Does torch down the trading post and falling back. Now he can get to the next age. You may want to go for something that gives some defense or offense capability. Military units. I don't think a fort will be able to deploy in time. I don't know what the French can deploy out. Now he has deployed out the Exile Prince. Or, nope, cancels that. He canceled it. It's not doing anything else at the moment, so one that may have been misclick. Nope, he's going to decide to go for a stable and start mass producing. Doesn't like the fact there's a large military force here. So he's not going to age up. He's going to get out any sort of military units he can. Hussars will be very useful versus Streelets. They do bonus damage as cavalry. They already have a horrendously bad hand attack and range attack, but it can be reduced even further. While the recruits, they do have decent speed musketeer variant. They do have a good bonus damage versus cavalry. Now I am for some fishing upgrades as well. Now I've got a big wave of hussars being put on the field. Once again trying to pull out this trading post. This bear will go down. Oh, he named his explorer Charles de Gaulle. Eh. That's sort of funny. What did the bear name? What do you name the bear? Alexander Lavrov. That may have been a default name, not like sure. Charles de Gaulle. One that a name that people in the States should hate more.
Hi.
He's basically responsible for the Vietnam War. I'm just gonna put it that way. How's him going on up? He is not eyeing to age up. He's still probably should maintain his build reduction, honestly, if he's not planning to age up. He does have still more villagers opponent. Now he doesn't, but villagers is higher quality. Russian player is now advanced to the next age himself. Wait a second. The Russian player is already in Fortress Age. He's going to Industrial Age right now. The French are not, he's not aging up. He needs to age up. I just realized how big of an age advantage the Russians will have. Oh boy. Let's see. He will have access to final auto cards. One-time muster of all Streltsy. Doesn't have a whole lot of blockhouses, so that won't do much. Put all your northern recruits in the recruits into northern musketeers. Could be useful. Factor dragons at this point in time. When your opponent going for some head cannon could be pretty good. Oh, I guess it's up to him what he will go for. I also got a church on the front line. The French are going to be hit by a massive concave. Sure, let's make good damage on the heavy infantry, the Royal Musketeers. Three trackers engaging, recruits engaged in melee. I got the Cossacks advancing forward, trying to completely circle flanks around to the skirmishers, the Creed trackers. But now I got the Hussars now overrunning the Streltsy. Now I got Hussars now hitting the Northern Musketeers as well. The French deploy a large enough force. He will be able to crush this force here. The two Falcons deployed out from the age up will now get overrun by the Hussars. And now he's trying to go out for a support check. Russian shooting officers, hand infantry with a large attack. Which being useful, Streltsy will go down to the Hussars. They're not good versus them whatsoever. There are the Porsheks. They do have I'm not too impressed with it right now. They will be useful versus these Hussars, that's for sure, but right now they are not going to be useful because they're not pretty low quality. We got some cannoneers here, an Obelisk variant. They are classified as what, heavy infantry? Oh, they're not classified as heavy, so they will not receive bonus damage from the Streltsy. They are classified as ranged infantry, but not as heavy infantry, so the Streltsy will not do any bonus damage versus them, being a skirmisher variant. Now I got the one-time muster of the Streltsy, so as you start moving the Streltsy, you have more Streltsy to replace the Streltsy. Now the Russians are just signed for a human wave. The French had a really good opportunity there, but he has faltered. Going for his own age up now. Looks like he's going to a fast age up because it seems like pretty fast age up. He may want to go for a revolution at this point in time. Get a bit of food and just revolt. Because right now I don't think he's able to hold the line. He needs his he needs a revolt. Needs to be revolting. There's the age up. Guard Streltsy improved, supposedly not as Guard Streltsy. Going for a shipment of Falconets. He does have a bit of coin, so going for one of these mercenary units will probably be in order. Giant Grenadiers may be useful. Armored Pistoliers wouldn't be half bad. Those Obelisk variants. Looks like the Cossacks or Objects are getting intercepted by the Hussars. Any of those, yeah, there's a number of them somewhere in this formation. Just having trouble seeing any of them. Maybe not. Did you ever lose them all? Oh well. Or was it the French that had them deployed on the field? I was the French, the hired cannoneer. Up, that was a Cree tracker. There goes, hired cannoneer is the last one. Let's see, it does do bonus efforts to heavy infantry, like cavalry, so they are similar to a skirmisher, but without being classified as light infantry. Yep. 18 range. Does classify as siege attack as well. So it is an armor piercing unit. That's not do not receive bonus damage from heavy or light infantry.
Wait.
Mass number of Streltsy deployed on the field.
What?
The French could probably use some Falconets at this point in time. Going for some armor Fusiliers now. Armor Fusiliers are classified as heavy infantry, so maybe not a good idea for Streltsy. What a good idea to go for. Apparently it's a good idea. Maybe I would have been better to go for the Giant Grenadiers. To get some AoE attacks, but does have 2 Falconets up on the field, very good. Still getting a good number of fishing ships on the field. Most of the fish at sea has been claimed. Let's not go past 16 fishing boats, because there are 4 whale deposits there, so once all the fish are claimed, you can just go ahead and get those 16 ships, fishing ships will be past the whales. Armor Pistoliers pushing forward, Hussars making their advance. Falconet does go get there. Falconets will rip apart Streltsy. Yeah, an entire volley didn't even take out a single Hussar. That's just... That Hussar got pelted, that's for sure. Looks like some of these Streltsy are being picked up by the Falconets. These guys are very tightly clumped there. Massive hits there by the Falconets. 3 trackers will still be useful, but now we got the cavalry overrun the siege weapons, but it looks like he does stop in time, save his Falconets. More hits there on the Streltsy. More hits on the Streltsy. Well, it looks like the Russians losing his entire force. He's getting out more of the Musketeer variant. Which will receive bonus damage from the Cree trackers being a skirmisher variant. Does get some more of the recruits there. They do have good defensive capability versus heavy infantry. And his blockhouse will go down. He's going to need some more blockhouse deployed over here. He does get a good number of blockhouse over here. And someone still has Streltsy able to be deployed on L, so he does have some free Streltsy being queued on up.
Приказ. Готов.
Does the free fresh blockhouses get the one-time muster as well? Does get some hits there on the Falconets. And it looks like the fresh blockhouses do get the free streamlets. Now, it's not exactly exploiting a deleting blockhouse and rebuilding it to get more Streltsy, because Streltsy are dirt cheap and definitely worth less than a blockhouse, but does increase most of the cost of the blockhouse. Not all of it. And plus the Streltsy.
Приказ.
He does, of course, get the Northern Guard Musketeers shipment in, so it does go ahead and turn all of his current recruits into Northern Musketeers. And of course, good against them versus cavalry melee. Looks like Streltsy being fallen on back. Streltsy's just trying to deal with the Hussars. So these are full Crusaders, the advanced elite French heavy cap with the attacks in AoE, making them very good versus Streltsy. Which they're already pretty good versus Streltsy. The Streltsys will start disintegrating. He's going to get more of the Halberdier variant. More Crusaders being put on the field. That's going for some cavalry archers who are anti-cavalry tool. These forces just may want to just regroup here. The Streltsy are disposable. He does also get some of the Halberd or Spearman variant. He needs to be in a bit of more of a move forward. That's starting to get gunned down. Streltsy now far away. The Crusaders being forced on back. Doesn't want to be engaged in melee. Cavalry archers being forced forward. They do go into heavy cav. And more of the Rus forces now being pulled out of the field. He does have good reserve of resources. The French, still in Fortress Age, has a massive reserve of wood. He's running sort of run low on food. In fact, he doesn't have a whole lot of food income whatsoever. The French player needs to fix his food income. Grab those villagers that are currently collecting up wood and build some farms, because he needs those farms. He has a lot of wood for farms, and the sea bounty is starting to dry up as well, so he can't rely on the sea. He could go ahead and get a couple more fishing boats if needed. More Falconets being pulled in the field, which will be useful against his opponent's current composition. And he's unable to push forward to cleaning up the elk, so he does need...
Votre ordre?
There we go, we got some... no, that's an estate. That is meant for gold.
Oui. Bonjour.
Definitely too many villagers there as well.
Oui.
But he needs to get out some farms, get some food coming on in. The plantations, of course, will find some good gold income, given enough time. He's impressed with his bonus Russian play. In a couple of moments, the French think probably had a good opportunity to win the game, but just wasn't successful. He's also stopped building villagers.
Приказ? Что? Готов. Приказ?
Another Russian player is a pop cap. It's slightly over 200, shipping in some Manchurian cavalry archers, which does not provide any benefits to his current cavalry archers. Does have two factories deployed on the field, which will provide him with a good stream of heavy cannon. So now and does get mass production research as well. So now he has some 3 heavy cannon being put on the field. The Manchus are just another Dragoon variant, but just higher quality. After all, the class of the mercenary. The French is currently pulling out nothing. It's still no food income. He's eyeing for more falconets. Oh, now there's revolt. It is all in. No, that's the Russians revolting. Did he revolt to deny the revolt from his opponent?
Готов.
Now he's the Hungarians. And the villagers, now they're all military units, aren't they? They're Grenadiers, a colonial militia variant. Looks like they are a musketeer branch, which does do bonus damage to cavalry at range. Perfect against the French. Now got a massive all-in for the Russian. He has 210 population, or 203 right now. More heavy cannon being put on the back line as well, so he does have some population replacements. But all his economy has stagnated. Does have some Hungarian grenadiers to blow down the field as well.
Приказ?
The French had to hold off the first wave. French is going for more falconets, which is a good item in this situation. Now got the 2 heavy cannons. Heavy cannons are good general purpose heavy cannon. They will be able to hit the falconets from farther range and with more punch. The Hungarian units are pushing forward. The cannons will get hit. The French player's not paying attention. Lost a falconet. That's a big loss. 4 times 5 falconet on the field, so there's 7 falconets. 2 of them been exposed. And cannons need to focus down those falconets. And hit the French infantry starting to disintegrate to the to the heavy cannons. And none of these tightly clumped units. I can see the sound effect bug is starting to activate. Still got the falcon with the back line there, but starting to get overrun, and the French player does back the game now. It's Andgrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I do have time for one more replay tonight, but I do need to restart my game because of the fact of now I can hear that sound bug starting. Or, not here, but the lack of here, I should say. So yeah, just give me a moment to restart my game client. There's an old bug with Age of Empires 3. I remember it from the original game as well, but carried over into Fin Edition. Oh crap, I just realized something as well. My hard drive's almost out of space for local recording. Got to. There we go. That freed up 200 gigs. Last thing I want to do is lose a replay because I don't have enough hard drive space. Take time to clean my hard drive either way. Did my game crash? I think my game crashed. Okay. Oh, let's go on to the next replay. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the left side is the blue Chinese with Jacquas Phoenix. Spawn on the right side is the red Incans. We have Vindian. Now let's take a look at see what natives in the map. Down south we do have the Jesuit mission, which does allow them to deploy out some conquistadors. So it looks like we're maybe in Spain, or somewhere in Spain's influence. European adventurer armed with a gun riding on horseback. Good against cavalry, so it's a dragoon variant. And on the north side, we do of course have the Jesuit mission, which also grants access to the Conquistador. Yep, looks like the same native location there. Reds immediately spawned out of the spam clicking. Does spawn out a trade post in the middle of the map. And I hear one from the other player. And once these players go ahead and get the first shipment, I'll take a look, see what they can ship on in. Let's fast forward until that point. And there we go. Now we do have shipment available. Let's take a look at the stack. We've got villagers, cords of wood, American allies, who gives one free ally. Chumum Metallurgy gives the villagers gather coins faster and longer for 20% in this age. That's pretty good. Usually the equivalent ones were like called the Mint, I think it was called, which is a Commerce Age item, which I suppose is a little bit faster. Nothing too significant. It's just Dark Age. You probably won't go for that first to begin with, because you have to collect food to go to the next age, and only food. Cameos. When shipment arrive, all your current food is equivalent exchanged for equal amount of coin. It can be used infinite amount of times. A good way to prolong your coin collection later on. Of course, does take all your shipments. You should be able to build around that. Got coin, shimmy runners, bloom spearmen, jungle bowmen, native tribes, Tamos, 3 Tamo Travos, Tambo Travos. I don't know why that just seems funny to me. And of course, I got the Warhut Travis Amaria support. Since fire Chicos and greatly improve them in combat. Increase the building of Chicos, which sounds like a native unit then. Plus 50% hit point, so it must be some sort of dirt cheap native unit which you may not be able to get. Maybe I'll get from native ally though. Chicos Brewing, increase the food production of Concha's houses. Priests can gather from resource crates and treasures. Villagers, fishing boats, and Chinkas rafts gather faster from animals. Town centers, priestess, melee infantry combat, 8 bolus warriors, orcas, enemy support, and couriers. Couriers, not couriers. All infantry and cavalry train 45% faster. And the Chimu runners do actually increase the hit points of Chimu runners, so maybe eyeing from mass shock. With some other counter units mixed on in. All the others. All native warriors upgraded champion level, hit points and build limit increase native NPCs, so signing for natives and Chimu runners. Heavy fortifications and terrorist farming. Those generate resources faster for farms and estates. Just 20%. And also takes less time to be built, and the upgrades research much faster. The Chinese. Chinese are a bit more of an all-rounder. Does already do the one-time muster there, which will make all town citizens and villagers provide a one-time muster of 1 villager. Which if you do early on, they probably get 2 to 3, equivalent to others. And T-Export gives you 1 free consulate and ships 100 export for that consulate. Also gives a nice little trick of export. Got wood, gold, Shuko news. And army, Shuko knows the Step Riders hit point increase. Pikemen, Step Riders, Mongolian Scourge. Step Riders do more damage versus villagers and buildings. Keshiks do more damage against heavy, cav, and shock infantry. Iron Flares do more damage versus archers and skirmishers. Some Rattan Shield mercenary units. Wood, arquebusts, repelling volley, Keshiks, Step Riders. Beijing army ships 8 Step Riders, 8 Keshiks, upgrades both. Also gives them discipline upgrade for them, very good. and mortars, intervention, chance of shipment of units from your consulate, which I think the French give out grenadiers. Villagers gather food from all sources faster, and saga herd. Each village and township do one-time muster of 4 sagas, which I think are technically wild, not livestock. Now the Incan start advance on forward. Let's just go and quickly cover this. Chuko News, these reforms, Keshiks, Step Riders, and Western reforms. So got a bit of aggression there on the Chinese. He has deployed out the Southern College, does get free bandit armies designed for a bit defense. And they've got the Shima Step Riders, a Hussar variant, which will be used for the bowmen, not for these plume spearmen. The village does go down, does put the Chinese player pop camp, but does have enough village to squeeze on out, so he will need to take out another village relatively soon. Collecting quite a bit of gold, he may be eyeing for the Rat and Shield mercenaries. He needs a bit of population room. He does have enough gold for it. Got forward war hut here. Step Raiders do have 25 siege attack, which is a good amount to that war hut. Now it's quickly trying to collect wood to get out a house there, a village. He does not have enough room for the villager. You may want to queue up that villager and then go for the mercenaries. The mercenaries will take up... actually, it doesn't say it takes up any population. For the most part, I'm not sure if they do or don't. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Step Riders push forward. These J-Posts are the scouts. And there's also 2 Moon Runner there. The house will go down. The banner army will need a bit of population space, so you may want to lose units to get units, I guess. The villagers want to get hit there as well. Villagers goes on down. Got a villager here, you may want to call them the irregulars. Villagers see some hits there, but why these scouts, so they only do 1 damage per hit. We also got a lion here, which does also 1 damage versus villagers. Rat and Shields now pulled a few, which will be overrun. They are classified as shock infantry, if I remember correctly. Yep. And able to quickly overrun all the bowmen. These plume spearmen do both save versus shock. And he's calling the irregulars, but let's keep, we'll hold out there as the irregulars there. Sentry irregulars. Does clean that up. He could be eyeing for counterattack. The Incans are going for a shipment of... Oh, that's actually the scouts that he's bringing some more scouts there. That was actually the unit. It was not a naval unit, but a scout unit, which is still horrendously bad versus villagers, but does also greatly increase their hit points. Adds 9 damage to all action damage. Guess we could take a look at them. Here they are. Now they do up to 15 damage. Good attack speed. Still not great damage versus villagers. And they are classified as shock infantry. The Chinese still has a decent defense force on the field. It's also going for a shipment of Chimi runners. He only has 23 villagers on the field. His opponent, the Chinese player, only has 21, 22. Of course, he is getting some free bannered armies, which will pay out pretty good dividends. Right now, he's not collecting up any food. He's collecting a lot of wood. You may want to get some of these villagers on some of this deer. Got a shipment available. He does bring in a shipment of Chuko News and going for Quang Pikemen. He does not being pursued by this force. He knows that he saw those units. These scouts do have good vision range. Maybe they're trying to torch on the village. The villagers do hop inside of the village. There's this Chuko News, and the village where they could crack. He has to go in before the Chuko News can arrive. Villagers going to see a bit of damage there. They do fire volley. Chuko News firing away. They are, of course, archaic archer variant. like it did lose a couple villagers there. The Chinese players down to 18 villagers. The bandit army can't come out because it doesn't have enough population space. Sorry for that. There's Quang Pikeman. Does get the bandit army now on the field, which will give him some much needed emergency reinforcements. And he's got another village. He may want to tightly cluster up his stuff. And so also maybe go for a castle wherever his food's going to be at. Because right now it's not looking good with the Chinese player. He did go for let's see, the bandit army's going for is, okay, switched it to the Ming army, which is Quang Pikemen and Keshiks. Quang Pikemen are an anti-shock unit, which his opponent has deployed out a number of them, which is good. Crossbows, the Shukonus do not do bonus damage for shock. Not sure, Keshiks looks like an anti-cav, it's cavalry archer, so Dragoon variant should be able to do more damage versus the shock as well. It's probably better bandit army to select. And also the Chinese player does back of the game now. This is Andrew Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Oh, that was a bit of a short replay, so let's do one more. Greetings everyone, and Grade here from another Age of Empires 3 replay. Spawn on the south side as the blue Chinese, we have Hydrochrome. On the north side as the red Iroquois, we have Horizon God 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see now, let's take a look and see what natives on the map. Navajo settlement does give them access to the Navajo Rifleman, a Navajo skirmisher that runs quickly. And we do also have the Apache. The Apache does have access to the Apache Cavalry, a ranged cavalry, good against cavalry, so it's a Dragoon variant. If you take a look at this map, it looks like a red did spawn of two copper mines next to each other. I wonder if the tribal markets, one tribal market can be placed in between the two, saving some bit of extra wood there. Of course, the Chinese don't have access to convert the local human population, so he just punches them. And you got the disciple moving around, and looks like he named his explorer tree. I should really take a look at the explorer names a bit more often. Xinjiang? Is that the name of the hero actually in the campaign? Looks like the... I'm not sure if we... Excuse me, I'm not so sure what he's trying to do with this guy here. But you could try to convert one of these units, either Bandit Gunslinger, the Bandit Rifleman. Or Rifleman seems much better to convert. And then you can go ahead and get the Bandit Gunslinger. And have himself a free Cherokee Rifleman. Oh, we do have shipments now available, so let's see what the Chinese player can spawn in. Got the one-time muster villagers, got the supplementary all, get tiny trickle of all resources, including export. Got food, coin, Shuko News, standard army hit points, which increase the health of Shuko Nu and Step Riders. Quang Pikemen, Step Riders, Mongolian Scourge. Step Riders do more damage versus villagers and buildings. Keshiks do more damage versus heavy cavalry and hand shock. And Iron Flares do more damage versus archers and skirmishers. Of course, we've got the Flamethrower and Castle Rickshaw combo. Diplomatic Intrigue, receive 300 export, and then all your relationships cost 75% less, so it's basically 375 export. And then we go, it's got the Rattan Shields. Cast a coin. Shadow Swordsman, Territorial Army Combat, increases Arquebus and Shando's attack point and hit points increased. The Repelling Volley, Shuko News Arbos do extra damage to light cavalry. Does find some wildlife, not wildlife, or some natives there. And also going to focus down one of them. They do clone St. versus Guardians, so it does pick off one of them there. He does actually get a Chiaku Rifleman as well, so that is not a Guardian. The Chinese Explorer does go down. In the meantime, let's see, Beijing Army, 8 Separators, 8 Keshiks, and also give them Discipline upgrade for both, so you can save out a little bit longer, get some extra research. Meteor Hammers, Hand Mortars, Intervention, and Manchurian Cavalry Archers. Full density reforms, making your cheap units even much better, but does make them a bit more expensive. Launcher Combat increases the Pikeman, Shingadao, Keshik, and Meteor Hammer attack and hit points. And Western Reforms, all units get 8 attack points and damage. Does it destroy that village there? We do got the Temple of Heaven being point of view, which does when built allows you to use the Transcend ability to heal all players' units, as well as the allowing the Shando monster to heal friendly units. Also, when built in this age, will give you 3 villagers. Man, the airport is going very aggressive now, isn't he? Speaking of which, let's see what cards he can get. So going for the Resurrected World Chief Plaza, when he's down, increase the hit points of the World Chief hit point by 18%. He does actually have 6 villagers there. He's eyeing really heavy aggression on the War Chief right there. Is some sort of unique way of playing this? He has Community Plaza here with a good number of villagers there. He's eyeing for heavy aggression, isn't he? Let's see now. Villagers, which he's not gotten. He does not get High War Chief there to increase the War Chief hit point and damage, enable hit point war action. More villagers, but he has got point down the shore, making War Chief more destructive against buildings. Plus 1,400 attack points on your chief? He has 232 siege damage? What the hell? What are the top center hit points? All damaged by 50%. That could give him quite a bit more. I don't think that's more effective, but still. What the? Holy crap. The hit points will probably be very important. War Chief is starting to torch this down. This is definitely a wrong landmark. This is some Step Riders there. Has some Trooper news. He needs those guys to engage. The War Chief needs to continue torching this down. Needs a Transcend ability there. Does not appear to be working in combat. War Chief's now starting to torch down the town center. You could have destroyed that a long time soon. The War Chief looks like he will destroy the town center. One more torch. And town center goes down. And now the villagers could gun him down. Does the villagers could gun him down? What the hell? Well, the Chinese player will need to build another town center, but let's take a look at those cards. We got more archers, tomahawks, horsemen, native warrior combat, the Huron allies, great cover wagon, horse prowlers, tomahawks, advancing on forward. Does take up the scout there. Now we got the disciple there. He does have these Chuko News. They do bonus damage versus heavy, and tomahawks are classified as heavy. The others now being brought on in to reduce damage there. Chuko News will get some good damage there. They're being forced back with Chuko News. We need to pull out more Chuko News, honestly, at the current rate. Does get a ship of Chuko News, looks like. You're on mantlets, more units, renegade French, native warrior conscription. Native warriors are less expensive. You train them, more of them. More crates, forest prowlers, tomahawks, light cannon, heavy fortifications, renegade French, and Canadian loyalists. Now I got the War Chief advancing on forward once again. Chinese play. Let's see what the Chinese players doing. He's going for another army of Old Han, which gives them some Chuko News and Quang Pikemen. He definitely needs those Shuko news. The playing pikemen will be okay, not critical. Tomahawks are getting focused down one at a time. Now some of these villagers are getting hit as well. He has a bit of export. I think that's enough export to get out something. Though. He may doesn't have any drop-off point, does he? Wait. Oh, looks like villagers can be used as drop-off point. Okay. That's like another village there with the war chief. He's currently still doing absurd siege damage. He may want to go for a although he doesn't have the one to get a free consulate rickshaw. Oh yeah. Times really does need it because he has enough export there to perhaps get a shipment of foreign mercenaries. Chukados are in good numbers right now. The Chinese player has 17 villagers. His opponent has 24. And he is doing the war chief damage. Now he's going for Travis to get free buildings. The Chinese player, you need what, 500 wood to get another town center? He's going for a market. It's a sizable force here, that's for sure. But the Chinese player is just his. He's just no, his opponent's not deploying out any villagers, nor is increase his population cap. So this game is pretty static. If the Chinese players can quickly kill off his opponent's units, he'll be in a good position. He's doing a good job at that. The pikeman just may want to focus on the explorer. This explorer, is it classified as not classified as heavy nor light? Run Blossom Corrals, he probably should get those more long huts. He does go and pull off these villagers to build another tribal marketplace there and collect a bit of coin on the front line. The Elcor is still not building more villagers. It's a bit of an oversight, I would say. Gotta continue to build villagers, in my opinion. Hunting equals not research, which will give some benefits for the Chinese player. Do now have towns that are going on up once again. I don't think he deployed out the sentries or irregulars from the previous one, so that was a bit of a waste of ability there. This first town will spawn off a new set of buttons like that. Now have diplomatic intrigue being deployed on out.
是的。
He does get a consulate now on the field. What relation is going to go for? Maybe French would be good to get grenadiers? Or was that the wrong age for that? Can't remember what age is what. He's waiting for his diplomatic intrigue to get the initial cost less. He would have put up almost 800. He would put up the 800 export as well, which he could perhaps get 2 shipments of military units in, which could be very useful. He's not getting any villagers producing more. He needs more food. He's having trouble with the local wildlife. Simply just not being nearby. They have the step rider. Seems some more hot fire. Doesn't hit any of these villagers. He's going to try to raid some lone villagers. Like right here could be a really good spot to villagers by themselves. And this, oh, you can perhaps use a transcend ability that gets these guys healed up. This Temple of Heaven is probably one of the worst landmarks you could pick. I'm not sure why you went for this one. I guess you really put a lot of faith in 3 villagers. If you pick up his Explorer, he says I can get him as a medic as well, which could be useful. And now I've got some British redcoats. Redcoats could be very useful. Now I'll pull back the cavalry, but also pull... Separator does go down. As well as just provide some good fire support. Chuko will still be useful versus these Tomahawks, that's for sure, but they will be... Actually, they will... They're classified as light range, right? Yeah, so these archers won't do any additional damage, but those archers will do bonus damage versus the redcoats. Redcoats are not classified as mercenary. You guys go and force the redcoats into melee. As you see the transcend ability there, it does not do healing in combat. All the redcoats have gone down. He focused those guys down. And now Chuko is trying to get overran. They now got a wave of sentries being spawned field. Next set of redcoats should be spawning out relatively soon, right? Or did he cancel that? Alright, they may have already died. There's another army there. He needs to take out that explorer before he starts torching down the stuff. He just took out a big chunk right out of that village. Chuko News and these Annas are going to be on relatively equal terms with each other. 12 damage, 16 range versus 5 times 3, so 15 damage, 16 range as well. So they're on relatively equal terms. More damage resistant these guys. 97 health versus 110. Chinese shipment coming on in, not getting any villagers, so I'd say that's an oversight. His opponent is building up villagers up to 29, the Chinese just only up to 17. It looks like he is set to the war chief still.
Καταρίος.
But he has not gotten this as well. This could push him up to well above 1,000 health. Looks like Zion for more villagers right now. He does actually have quite a bit of resource stockpiled up as well. Chinese players now pulling out some villagers as well as some more standard armies, Chuko News and Steppe Riders. Now it does have the age up available. He does age up with the wise woman. And now he's able, the Chinese players have pushed forward, able to claim up some of these bison. We do also have the fur dressing being researched, as well as, of course, the lumber ceremony. Mostly it's not got any native warriors at the moment. Looks like just a little bit quiet right now. I'm just gonna fast forward. Both sides are ecoing up. The Iroquois is just eyeing for the next age. Chinese players just trying to mount a massive force. Still pretty far from the next age himself. Now I know his opponent has advanced to the next age. Bring out more of these tomahawks. That looks like a shipment there. Now got the Renegade French, the heavy French cavalry. And something got some fast spawn there, so it looks like one of the big buttons.
Okay. Oui.
Now we got some veteran Crusaders blown on the field. Step Riders do bonus damage versus infantry, less versus heavy. Chuko News, they do not do bonus damage. Actually, Crusaders are.
Prêt.
They are a melee one, not a ranged one. So only the pikemen also do bonus damage, though the Keshiks do bonus damage versus heavy cav. But right now the base damage is quite low. Iroquois right now is overpopulation, so he's going to send off some military to die so to get more population space. Got a lot of free tax here. Let's get some great hits on the Curseiers. Taking those out will be very important. They're a very expensive, powerful unit right now. Chukanos is getting good damage across the front line. Step Riders trying to overrun the archers. Tomahawks moving around. Curseiers not connecting onto the Chukanos, getting some great damage there, but all the Curseiers do go down. Chukanos will do bonus damage to the Tomahawks. And the hand attack is, of course, not that great, though, while it's still doing bonus damage. And looks like now it's just Archer versus Archer. Got more of these Step Riders pushing forward. And now the Explorers advancing forward, torching down this village once again. Cavalry will come on in, we'll finish off the rest of this bowman, but this village will go down. And the player still has plenty of population space, now pulling out some red coats.
Yes.
He needs to get hit back that explorer as soon as he can, the war chief, because that guy poses too much of a threat to his structures. Now will be a good time to use a transcend ability there to get some good healing. And now we do also have the standard army hit points, increasing Chuko New Step Riders hit points. As another shipment coming on can be pulled in, maybe a Castle Rickshaw with a flamethrower wouldn't hurt. He's forced to now advancing forward. He doesn't have to worry about the War Hut. Maybe go to focus on the War Hut first, since it does pull out as an attack. And the Iroquois is eyeing for his Imperial Age, or not Imperial Age, his Fortress Age. Not Fortress Age. Industrial Age. I'm getting all the games mixed up now. Which he may be eyeing for light cannon. We will clean up this infrastructure, get a bit of XP. Warhawk Blue has gone down. Sometimes it's not a good idea to wait. That community plaza does go down as well. He does get a farm out. There's plenty of still wildlife in the field. I'm not sure why he's going for farms. It's better to go for the wildlife. Sure, these do improve food production rate for all food sources that are in livestock, but does not affect. Could be still be useful in hunting on the bison. So the Iroquois are making a couple bad decisions, in my opinion. Got a siege workshop going out with that Travis. He's eyeing for the light cannon spam. Light cannons are pretty good. They're a good general artillery piece. they're light, but they're both a mix of the Falconet and the Culverin, which makes them very useful. And the Iroquois just lost a good number of villagers there. He's not been maintaining villager production. He's down to 26. While the Chinese now has 29, so the Chinese do have a slight village advantage and some poorly sorted out economy as well. So the Chinese players are doing fine. His opponent invested quite a bit into the age up as well, so he's only going to pull out tomahawks for the time being. Siege workshops are going down, not pulling any light cannon, does not have enough wood at the moment. Need more than one set of tomahawks. He has not been maintaining production, so he's now got the flamethrower. Does it do bonus damage to buildings? Yes, it does do bonus damage to buildings. Now got the light cannon firing away. Looks like it may have been a shipment. Does force his opponent away. We're seeing quite a bit of damage there. Trying to hit the flamethrower, which is classified as a siege weapon. Light cannon. There goes the flamethrower. Light cannon do go down. Another thing as well, if he didn't go for that farm, his villagers would have been nice and safe over here, clogging up the land tanks. Tomahawks aren't going down. The War Hut does have a weapon here to provide some fire support, but nothing too significant. Does have one shipment available. He's going for the Renegade French. Times 8 Renegade French at this point in time. That's simply just not enough. Honestly, the force prowlers of the Tomahawks probably would be a little better. Yeah, I think the Iroquois player through with the game, not maintaining village production and poorly managed economy will do anybody in. Mongolian Scourge shipment just arrived, making so his cavalry does extra bonus damage. The French horseman will come out very shortly. His explorer has been picked on up, which is useful charging his way forward. And now got the Step Rider, which now does do bonus damage to his villagers. Gains some good hits here. French cavalry are now being focused down. Multiple flamethrowers now pulling field. And it looks like the Explorer's now down here, but not throwing torches. Uses a bit more lackluster. 6 damage per shot's not bad. Does use the crack shot there, gets a good AoE. The Chinese army will clean up everything. He does have some infrastructure over here. No town center though. May want to get these villagers onto the wood. We get out another town center. Spore goes down once again. And now looks like we're playing a little bit of hide and seek. Those here do manage to be not detected there. Needs some more wood. He does have a lumber ceremony. We've got a castle here that may have been the Castle Rickshaw. His opponent has not advanced next age, going for a shipment of the Ratan Shields, going for the town government as well. And now maybe on to get his Explorer resurrected. Nope. XP, may want to go for the Explorer to get resurrected. gonna fast forward for a moment. I'm not sure. Does take up that French cavalryman. Does find this infrastructure here. The villagers do ban the region. I'm just going to clean up through. Yeah, I'm just going to fast forward because now just playing hide and go seek. And if we leave forest powers, you have a camouflage ability. Very good at hide and go seek. Doesn't have the Oneida support, so can't get that to call in. Elite Force Power now camouflage his way forward. The step riders do find those villagers, take them out. Supported now by the redcoats. I find a siege workshop here. Maybe trying to go for flanking battering rams. Elite Force Prowlers do now engage these villagers. Does get a couple good kills there. We camouflage away, but they get spotted by the explorer and they will be chased down and burned alive. Another war hut. They're right now mighty war huts. Oh, we got some infrastructure down here. Yeah, I didn't really think the Iroquois player really threw away the game. Got another town. Oh no, there's another mighty war hut. Battery rams trying to be pulled on out. They will get spotted immediately. Does cancel battery rams time. Now it looks like the Chinese player's eyeing the wall up. He knows his opponent's trying to just do some stupid shenanigans with battery rams. He really should just back out of the game. The game's over. Another long house has been pulled in the field. It looks like he's eyeing for some Travis production. Does get a free Travis out. Another mighty war hut. The Chinese player has gotten quite a bit of military in its field. Still a 30 population, but at this point in time, not like he's going to need much military population. He's hunt down those villagers there with the Step Riders. These villagers will escape on out of there. You got the the French cavalry are arrived. Does bring out some of the Canadian loyalists. Those are actually dragoons, not French cavalry. French Canadian cavalry. I think that sound voice is still. Yep, that's the French sound. So it's French Canadians. Siege workshop does get spotted there by the castle. Does gun down that villager. More is starting to be torched down. Blue's heading down south. Of course, the castles do less damage versus villagers, 25% less damage. And now here comes the French Canadians. There's one Step Rider here. And now it's bringing south the irregulars. This will go down. He does have a long house over here. Now it looks like the redcoats are being brought on in as well. Troop canoes and sentries firing away. Yeah, it just appears to be that one long hut on the field. Yep, these dragoons won't do all too much. And it looks like the Finally casting GG. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Well, either way, I think that's going to be our last replay tonight. It's getting a little bit late for me. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening. And get some good